Okay, 90-day fiance. We're going to talk about David and Annie today. David is from Kentucky. He's 49 years old. And he also robbed the cradle. So, because Annie is 25 years old, she's from Thailand. So, there is a 24-year difference between the two. David's been married before, divorced. He does have a family as well as grandchildren, of whom he has not spent a lot of time for or cared for over the years. He's just not been there for this family. He met Annie and he decided that he wants to marry her and take her back to the States. Now, David has no job and he has no money. He has a friend of his and his wife that came along with him to Thailand because he's proposed to this young lady and wants to marry her. Well, in Thailand, they have their customs that you are to give the parents what they want in order to get their daughter. And he gave them to the two animals and a lot of money that he had to borrow from his friend Chris, because David has no money and no job prospects. Now, Annie knew this. She also knew that David was a drinker and he often got drunk and just got beside himself and acted outside of his character. She also knew that he could not afford to sign the affidavit for her care for the 10-year period, and that his friend Chris had to co-sign for it. Chris's wife did not know that it was the stipulation was 10 years of caring for Annie, but Chris went on and signed it too. So now this is a marriage because they did go ahead and get married, perform the ceremony in Thailand. This is a marriage that's in intensive care because it's 6 months in. David still has no job. He's promised Annie that he's going to give her children. And he has had surgery that needs to be reversed before that's a possibility. Well, that surgery costs money. He has no money, has no job, and no prospects of the job. What do you think that Annie is going to do? She may stay with him because she does have a wealthy couple that co-signed the affidavit to care for her. She may stay in the States and have them take care of her for the 10 years. David, he really kind of lucked up to have friends like that because he has assumed no responsibility for a wife and probably has no intentions of assuming any kind of a responsibility for her. Do you think he will get a job? His daughter has a very, very shaky relationship with his wife because she knows how her father is, but I think she may just be butting in a little bit too much. Do you think that David will go to her knowing how she feels and ask her for a loan as he's asked so many others? And do you think Annie will stay with him for the duration of her life because she's a young woman that wants children? Leave your comments and do subscribe. Thank you.